I remember being in like detention in 6th grade and people would come up to me and they'd be like, yo, what are you drawing? Like, that's hard, but like, what is that? And I had like friends that were like, yo, like, you a black kid, why are you playing drums and skateboarding? You know what I'm saying? So like, as a musician / artist, you know, I'm creating pieces that like go into the world and people consume them. And like, that's a responsibility that I didn't take into consideration kind of prior to that release.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Soul Serum podcast. I am your Ain't the Man I Was Last Week host, Clay Bonine. I am joined by my Make a Bitch Sneeze co-host, Tanner Mavis.
Yes, sir.
Damn, I just like peeped your fit for the first time, for real. I like you got the splash of black. The splash of black with the splash of...
Some light, man.
Okay. Just
some
hey,
light.
Man, this is a calm little fit. Well, I'm glad you wore a good outfit on the episode today because we are back in the interview bag. Today on the show, we have a guest who is a part of the fabric of Soul Serum. And since we last spoke to him over 3 years ago, he's been on stages all across the country, whether it's for his own shows or opening for big artists. He also has dropped multiple projects as well as a healthy amount of singles. Speaking of which, you can go listen to Dangerous, his latest single, everywhere. Today on the show for the second time, we have E the Prophet.
What's good?
How you doing, man? How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to have you back on here. Do you remember what episode of the podcast?
Bro, episode number? I
Yeah.
don't remember it, no. But I remember it was, I'm pretty sure it was like, I'm not sure if it was your crib or like your people's crib.
Yeah.
But it was like in the basement type deal.
Basement.
Yeah, I remember that.
Look at us now.
Isn't it crazy? Bro, look at
us.
these, look at that.
Now we're in the penthouse
That
now,
is wild to
baby.
think
Bro,
about.
spill.
Well,
Shout out Ben Hafer.
shout
We're in
out
his
Ben
basement.
Hafer. Yes, big shout out Ben Hafer. Let's just start with the most recent stuff, man. If you need to know his background, go watch the first interview. You feel me? Dangerous, your latest single, just dropped last month on Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Big shouts, I don't know if we can legally say this. Big shouts to Kesha. Big shouts to the Kesha flow. There's a little bit of a Kesha flow on
Kesha
there. Yeah?
flow?
Yeah, right?
I've heard somebody say that, but I don't know what that means.
You know,
the Kesha, like the pop star back in like late 2000s. Like,
Oh, bro, I know who Kesha
Okay,
is.
alright.
but you
Yeah.
know what I think it's two
armed
TikTok.
and dangerous.
Yeah, hot ain't
'Cause I
Anybody
use
that can hang with us. Or
But you kind of come
isn't
in
that
the
what-
same way.
Because I use the word dangerous. I think that's
It's
I
what-
think,
the-
I
but
think the
it's-
second line after was very similar.
It's the
too.
way
But
you
that the
come
second
in.
line, that ain't too many that can hang with us, that's Biggie. That's not Kesha.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
that
did she say though?
she
said
says
something-
like hot and dangerous.
But she
and
says something like. Never mind.
if
I don't
you
know. We gotta
want to
look it up
roll,
after.
then
But I didn't think it was Kesha until you wrote that. I was like, was it the Kesha flow?
Damn, am I
You might
on
be tripping.
I think you just might be.
Hold on. All right, so the Kesha song does credit the Biggie song. So this was a great episode of the Soul Serum podcast, everybody. It's been fun having E on here. All right. So anyway, Dangerous.
Yeah.
Your latest single, which, as we all know, references the Biggie song, the Notorious Thugs, I believe. Is that
Yeah, actually.
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Yeah. I feel like you're dipping your toe in a bit of a new bag with this track. Just at least kind of like shaken up from some of your songs I think that people probably know you for. So talk to me a little bit about Dangerous. What was the inspiration behind that?
Man, I don't know if I would say it's like a different bag, but I would definitely say it's like it's a new one, you know? And it's I think it comes from just like me growing as a person and me changing the things I'm writing about. The content is changing, and because I'm changing, like in return, you know, the art is changing. And I think that's really where it came from. But you know, I've just had some like experiences, and I've been, you know, a lot more like on my own this last like couple of years than ever, just because I'm like spending so much time working on stuff.
Right.
And I think about like, dang, bro, I really like wish I had somebody to like, you know, tell this like feeling to, you know. And then I'm like, oh wait, I have the music. So that's really what it is, bro. And I think Dangerous was you know, me recognizing like patterns in my life and recognizing like cycles and realizing like, yo, I need to like, I want to take this thing to a different level. So I need to like, up my focus, and up my discipline, and like, break this cycle. So
yeah. So I like what you were saying there, because it is sometimes I feel like in life you experience things and like you can do a lot of things alone, but if you don't have somebody to be like, yo, look at how dope this is, like it can feel very isolating. But so is this kind of you? I feel like that last point that you made though, it kind of sounds like you're like honing, you're like sharpening like different knives and different skill sets. Like is that kind of an accurate read?
I would say that. I really think I'm just getting like a lot more comfortable as like a person with who I am. Mm-hmm. And like experiences I have and the way that I can share them and the things that I can create. And I think for a long time I let like whether it was like internal or external, I kind of like let opinions get to me and what I should be making. And I was like, nah, bro, like I want to make what sounds good to me, what feels good to me, what moves me, you know what I'm saying? And so that's really what I'm focusing in on. I'm just kind of growing into like myself as a person and like tapping into like my authenticity and expressing it through the music. So
do you think that correct me if I'm wrong, but like I do think that you've gained more of like a female audience as your careers kind of go on. I do see females rocking with you in the comments. But do you think you intentionally or unintentionally like made it feels more because you're like in the video, you got the girl in the video, mm-hmm. You're saying, you're talking about, some bad bitch, some bad girl that you're talking smooth to, you know what I mean? Like I think that your overall delivery was a little bit different than like previous songs. Do you think you intentionally or unintentionally kind of maybe made the song not for women, but like, you know what I mean? Like women would be able to rock with this more than maybe some of your previous songs.
I would have to say it's like a 50-50. So it's like, it was unintentional in creation, but it was very intentional in like, I don't know. I had a shorty tell me once like, I really like fuck with your music, but like, we're getting older and like girls don't want to be called bitches forever. And so like,
that's crazy.
She's real for that, for telling you that.
No, real spill. I needed to hear it too. But like, I kind of like peeped it and I'm just kind of back to me growing, and I'm like, like, I don't even like talk to them like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even like, I don't even like, like, I don't even like say those kind of things to them like that.
Right.
So like, why not, rap the way I actually would approach the situation. But back to you, bro. It's not really about me spitting smooth. It's about me peeping shorty spitting smooth.
Okay.
Because in 2024, I promise you, there are more women players than there are men players, bro. And they do it so much better. Like, so much better, bro. Because it's like, I can't even get into it, bro. But like, like we gonna sound. This sounds like a fucking Andrew Tate podcast, dog. But nah, girls be running the game, and they be running that shit very well. Like
they know what they're doing.
100%. 100%.
Good. Yes. Yeah. No comment.
Stay strong out there, Kings.
Stay, bro.
Stand your ground.
Must stay strong.
Stay vigilant, bro. Stay vigilant.
Let's talk about. I feel like this actually is a good segue into talking about the last project, Gallery.
Yeah.
Do you say it with a syllable? Do you say like gallery?
No, I just pronounce it Gallery.
That's how I felt as well. I just wanted to double check. And with the rollout of Gallery, like it was obvious that you were inspired by art, and like maybe in a more classic sense than how we talk about art nowadays. So tell me about how did like visiting museums and doing this merch drop with the vintage clothes help create the atmosphere around Gallery?
I think Gallery was really like internally for me. It was like me realizing what I am and who I am as an artist, right? As a musician. I don't want to say as an artist, but it's synonymous, you know what I'm saying? So like as a musician / artist, I'm creating pieces that like go into the world and people consume them. You know what I mean? And like that's a responsibility that I didn't take into consideration kind of prior to that release. I think myself reflecting as an artist, and you know, the things that I'm producing and creating and putting out and like bringing to reality, basically. I wanted to tap into just that, like, that realization, that idea that, like, yo, like, I art is, like, you know, a statement, and whether it's like riding with like the wave of what time is, or like counterculture to it, you know what I mean? Art is a statement. And I think that's really what I wanted to try to explore with that album, was just like, you know, reframe the way people view rap music, you know, because I think rap can get kind of just like clumped in with a lot of stuff just as a genre. Yes. And so like, but it's so wide, and it has so many different ranges, and there's like so many subgenres inside of the genre that makes the culture of, like, you know, rap music. And so that's really what I wanted to like tap into, is just like, yo, this is art, and you can say it's art because I say it's art, or you can say you're making art because, you know, that's really all an artist is doing.
Yeah. They're declaring that this thing that I've made is art. And it's up on the audience to perceive that. Is that hard for you though sometimes, to be like, I have my own perception of this art that I've made, and now, like, if people misconstrue this perspective, or are you okay with the audience making their own interpretations?
I think it's kind of I can put my hand on everything, you know, throughout the entire process. I can work during post-production. I can work on like the mixing and mastering of the vocals. I can work on like the videos. I can work on like when I drop, what snippet, what caption I use, and all of those things. But I can't touch people's reactions. And I think that's like really the beauty of it all, really. It's like sitting with it for so many months, and like changing the order of the playlist and taking songs out of it, and then putting the same songs back in, and making like 3 different versions of a track, and like having all of that, I don't even know, bro, like reflection. I think that's so dope. And it's like something that I've really gotten to experience the farther I've gotten with like music. Right. Just because it's like, it makes me think about myself and the things that I do and the things that I say, and basically the things that I'm thinking, a lot more than I had to, you know, previously.
Yeah. You've become wildly self-aware.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forced to be when you're an artist, aren't you? Like at all times, you're just constantly analyzing like all of your thoughts, everything that you're going through in the moment. Like everything that you're going through is out there for the world.
Oh yeah,
at all times on Spotify, DSPs, like Instagram, you know.
And we are getting very meta right now.
I like meta. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like I like having conversations with artists, especially close friends of ours, you know, and being able to have these types of conversations, because we're fans at the end of the day.
Of course.
And we like hearing the perspective of the artist.
Yeah. And I to keep talking about Gallery 2, and I think it actually kind of, to me, relates to Dangerous a little bit, but the last song on the project, Teach, the production on the song, and shouts out to Rocco Roy, of course, by the way, that felt different than the first 4 songs or 5 songs of the project, as well as very different from other stuff that you put out. But in relation to Dangerous, I feel like it actually kind of makes sense. So what inspired the change of scenery, if you will?
It's a
real groovy beat.
Yeah.
Like, it's really groovy.
I think I really just kind of like started focusing the more I've like made music, because I don't know if y'all like knew me during the first time I was on the podcast, then like you've seen the change in music. I used to just like rap my ass off, and like there'd be literally no hooks, bro. It'd be like 1:38 of like straight bars, and like you kind of just like were forced to be like, okay, yeah, bro, we hear you. You know what I'm saying? And I think I've kind of focused on vibes and emotion and motion in general. You know what I'm saying? Like I pay attention to like shit that makes me bob my head. You know, like you said, back to being like more self-aware. It's always for me creating music that I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think, you know, making a song that people like instantly start to like groove to, and then being able to shout out like Xavier and UC,
yeah,
like in the song, you know, and just like kind of bring it, bring it back home is a really, really like therapeutic thing for me, because I grew up like in the Northern Kentucky, Cincy area, bro, and it wasn't cool to be here.
Nobody giving
Like,
any shout outs.
it was not cool to be here. And now it's like, I don't know if it was the Bengals' success or just like us becoming older in the generations or what, but like there's a pride in the city, and I get to take part in that, and it makes I don't know, bro. It really hits when I'm able to like create music that shouts out where I'm from and put it out to the world, and have people in like fucking Ghana telling me they love like Red's Cap or Teach, or you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this is a song about the city. Like that's
That's
dope to
crazy.
hear.
Somebody in Ghana loves Red's Cap.
Bro, I've had people from Sweden, people from Germany. It's crazy, bro. Places that I've never been. Like I don't have a passport. I need to get right on that. I'm not gonna lie. That's one of my goals this year.
You need to get out to Zurich, get out to Munich, get out
Be
there.
the Prophet concert in Munich,
Bro.
Come on now.
Das Prophet. That's rad though, because like I keep saying the word like oh, this sounds different, or this is a different either prophet or whatever, but different maybe is not the right word, because it doesn't feel like you have just taken a crazy left turn and started to do a different sound. Like this feels like you have kind of made a graceful kind of like I don't even know if turn is the right way, maybe just like kind of
Evolving.
evolving really.
I feel like it's really just like me. I don't know if it's the comfort in me and like the comfort in what I have as like to offer the world as a person that I'm growing in, or if it's just the comfort in like the sound over different like beats or whatever. But I think really that's kind of where that kind of music comes from. It's like me peeping like, yo, I would have tried to make this song 3 years ago and it wouldn't have sounded like this. You know what I'm saying? And so like now that I can make it now, I'm going to. And I'm going to like, that's literally what a lot of like my 20s have been for me, bro. It's just like reclaiming things that I wanted to do as a kid that I couldn't do that I can do now. Like wearing clothes that I couldn't get when I was a child, or like pursuing rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's, yeah.
Getting clothes and shoes that you wanted as a kid is like fire. So dope. So dope. Actually, just this quick side tangent. Are these some of the James Hardens? What are these joints? I was looking at them.
I actually don't know. I think they're based off like the Kobe joints, bro.
Oh, the toasters. Oh yeah, I kind of see it.
The zip shoes are
yeah, they're also based off like the gloves though, but they're Adidas. And I don't usually rock Adidas, but these were kind of hard.
Oh, I like
those. I need like some chunky shoes that weren't Tim's. So I was like,
yeah. Okay. All right. I've been looking for a new pair of hooping shoes. I was like tying up these KDs that I've had forever, and I went to go tighten them, and the fucking shoestrings just poing.
These are like these are like retro hoop shoes, but these are like, I'm not gonna lie, most
you hoop in those shoes?
Bro.
Okay.
Most shoes that people were hooping in the 90s are bricks now. Like I wouldn't hoop in cords. I wouldn't hoop in 13s. I wouldn't really hoop in any retro. I'm not gonna lie.
You ain't hooping in a foam posit.
Fuck
you ain't gonna.
bro.
That adds like 5 pounds. You know what I'm saying? That's a heavy ass shoe right there.
-10 to your vertical, bro.
And okay, all right. Good tangent there, because I've been looking for hooping shoes. Okay, and last question in relation to Gallery, in relation to like the project, how much does, it quotes here, the album matter to you as a concept? Because like you seem like somebody who cares about the overall theme and kind of the fit of the album. Is that true? Is that like a recent development? Like what is the album as a concept
I
mean
think
to you?
the album matters a lot to me, because it's like the more I like pay attention to the music, the more I pay attention to like what I'm doing and what I'm spending my time on. And especially like as I get older, I start to realize like, yo, like I'm not gonna get this time back. So like I'm gonna make things that matter, to me at least. And I think the album matters a lot to me because it allows me to like create a world for my listener. I think I've been trying to do it since I've been making music, but like as I said, bro, like you get better along the way. And I think I've recently gotten to the point where like a lot of the visions are able to take fruition, and like people are able to like grasp the concept. Like ETP was like really, I'd say like the first success at world building for me. I remember literally texting my manager and being like, yeah, bro, I I want this song to sound like a night, like I want this whole tape to sound like a night drive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like through the city, because that's what I'd spend a lot of my time doing. And I remember dropping it, and like one of the first comments I got on like the Out Now post was somebody saying like, yeah, bro, this sounds like a late night drive. And like it was like the cherry on top, bro. It was so fire. Yeah. And you know, I think I've just been like, you know, executing and working on that since then. And I think it's also like a really important thing for me to do as an artist from the area, because I get to, you know, like bring listeners to Cincinnati, bro. Like most of my things are shot in the city or shot in Northern Kentucky, or a lot of them have to do with things in the city or Northern Kentucky. You know, like when there's a whole bunch of traffic on the highway or like a whole bunch of construction, I'd take the signs and we have them photoshopped to, you know, ask questions for the rollout. Or we'll take, you know, the streets and the interstate and we'll add it in the cover art. You know what I mean? Like just little like ways to sprinkle the city along, you know, for the journey, I think is really dope, because it allows people to like, you know, envision, you know, where they should consume it, how they should consume it, and what they should be looking for when they listen to it.
That leads perfectly into this too, actually. We talked to Rocco about it, but at being as you are the artist of the song, we got to talk to you about it too. How does it feel to have bluegrass in 2K? in a video game that I'm sure you've spent a lot of hours playing.
Fun fact, I'm actually garbage at 2K. I'm so trash at 2K.
You just
bro.
like real hooping. You don't
I do like
virtual
real, I do
hooping.
like, I'm not gonna lie, I was that dude that would like hoop with his friends on 2K and then be like, let's play in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Saudi dude that like lost and be like, let's play in real life. But yeah.
You won't come to Cincinnati right now.
Like, nah,
and
bro.
1v1 me.
The last time I was good at 2K, it was 2K, like I think 18. Jay-Z like did the soundtrack. Whatever, it had like Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin, and
no,
like
that's
Kevin.
that's 2K13.
That's 13.
I think that's 2K13.
15 was Mellow, right? No,
The first one I had
13,
was
bro. That's 2K13.
yeah,
that was a
dog.
while
yeah.
ago.
That was the first one I had, because that soundtrack is crazy.
That's the one with like
That was
that's where
crazy
like
2K.
Carmelo had J.R. Smith. On,
That
on the
Knicks team
bro.
was
Disgusting.
cheese.
Amari Stoudemire.
That was the only time I was ever good.
Oopin', oh my!
That was the only
God.
time I was ever good at 2K, bro.
That's my
with
favorite.
the Knicks.
2K.
Yeah.
But how does it feel though to
It
have
feels
bluegrass,
crazy.
a song about your home, about Kentucky, to be on there?
It's insane, bro. You know, it's like it's one of those things that I didn't really like peep, and every time somebody asks me a question like this, it makes me kind of like really reflect on it. But yeah, bro, I think it's a crazy achievement. When I got the email, I didn't think it was real. Because I literally got like 2 weeks before that, I got a Rolling Loud email that was like a scam, bro, like super fake.
Oh, they're doing Rolling Loud scams out here.
They'd be like, yeah, and you know what I'm saying? I literally hit a dude from Rolling Loud and was like, yo, is this real? And he was like, no.
No. Fuck.
But no, bro. So I previously had just gotten that, like, and I was like really like green and like new to the game, and I was like, damn, like this is tough. Like that was kind of an L. I got excited for no reason, and then I got an email from like basically from 2K EA Sports or whatever, and they were talking about how they love this song and they wanted to add it to the playlist and and they wanted to know if they could get like all of the clearances and all of those things. And I was like, bro, there's no way. So I sent it to management, and he was like, no, bro, it looks real. Replied to it. Replied, and yeah, it was legit. So yeah, it was like the first big sync I ever got from the music. So it was really dope to see, and it was kind of like it was like a healing moment, bro. Because like you said, we did spend a lot of time in my friend group, you know, just like either playing 2K or arguing over the game. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Yeah.
I feel like 2K has played a big part in bluegrass, like getting ran up like the streams. You know what I mean,
bro? Like bluegrass was like, I think bluegrass had just crossed maybe the milli stream mark before it like got released.
Yeah. I looked the other day, or on the way here. It's close to 10 million. Isn't it?
It's like it's either at 7 or 8 right now.
Yeah, it's up there. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well. Redcap just hit just hit 1 million.
That's crazy, man. Congrats on $1 million for Redcap. That's crazy.
Another one about the city though. Like that's what I'm geeking about. You know.
Two of them at the top.
You know what hat I wore
You got
today.
Northern Kentucky song. You got
what
Bluegrass and Kentucky song.
That
You got
is
Reds
dope.
Camp and Cincinnati
Bro,
song.
Your top two songs on
Northern
Spotify.
Kentucky
That's
is
fire.
just diet Cincinnati, dog. Most
Yeah.
people that
Yeah.
work in Cincinnati live here.
Yeah.
Like,
But you
bro,
got kids
live
from Hamilton County and saying that Northern Kentucky is not
Dog,
Cincinnati. Which
I'm
pisses
closer
me
to
off.
Paycor than like people that
Yes.
go to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I said.
Like, bro, I'm closer to Paycor than
People
motherfuckers
that
that
can
go
see
to
Cincinnati,
Colorado.
from my
bro.
house. Like the
Like,
fuck
real
going
stuff.
on?
Dude.
That's hilarious. I'm closer to Paycor, bitch.
Yeah.
You
This-
live in
this is real,
Westchester.
but this is real like Northern Kentucky kid problems. Like no one else
really,
understands
bro.
this unless you're from
Nobody
here.
yeah, it's not even gonna hit unless you're like watching this and you get it. But
Yeah.
like,
Homies
if you
that I
get
would-
it, you get it.
When I would see homies back in Louisville after I'd like been living up here for a while, they'd always be like, "You living in Florence, Kentucky?" I'm like, that's close enough. Yeah,
Bro.
sure. Yeah, I'm there. Whatever.
I kind of love it though, cause like the older I got, the less I had to like fight the argument, or I guess the better the music got, the less I had to like fight the argument.
yeah.
Cause people were just like, "Oh yeah, bro, he's from Cincy, bro. He's from my city." Like they'll claim it now, and it's dope, cause I claim it. I've been
Yeah,
claiming
yeah,
it, so.
definitely. I mean, if you live here, everybody does, of course. You're not gonna be like, nah, not a Bengals fan, bro. Sorry, I'm from
This doesn't make
Kentucky,
sense,
man. I
bro.
can't do it.
Doesn't make sense.
I think a lot of people in Louisville were Colts fans.
I can see that though,
Because we don't have any like pro teams there. Like I think a lot of people were Colts fans over Cincinnati fans.
There's
Indiana's
Bengals
like-
fans down there though. I feel like.
I think
right?
there
Indiana's
is. I
dumb
think
close
there
to
is.
Louisville though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like the same as like a drive to Cincinnati, basically.
Okay.
It's an hour and a half. Something about. I think honestly, probably Peyton Manning is the reason why people in Louisville.
For sure.
They're just
They
like,
was like,
ah,
yo, I
close
can
enough.
either-
He's good.
Yeah, I can
sure.
either
for sure,
sure,
for Peyton
bro.
Manning or Carson Palmer.
Sheesh.
That's what they chose.
Hey, the Carson Palmer stats are actually kind of crazy. If you go back and look at them. Okay, so since we last spoke over 3 years ago, you've done a lot of things as you've advanced in your
that
music
long?
career. Yeah, it was like the
Been a
end
grippo.
of
Oh my
2020.
God,
Just
man.
Ben and Grippo.
the end of 2020. It was like
Time
winter.
just
It was
flies,
cold
bro.
and shit. I know. It's crazy. My hair got shorter. Your hair got longer.
Yeah.
Your hair is kind of the same, but but one of the biggest things that you've done has been touring. You did, what was it, 10 cities for Token, and also opening with Ben Reilly.
I believe so, bro. I believe it was 10. I don't even remember how many shows it was. It's just,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy that happened just last year. Because I feel
Yeah.
like so much happened in 2023 that I thought
Yeah.
it happened forever ago.
It feels
Like this
it
time
was a
last
while
year, I
ago.
think, right?
Yeah.
It was like early March.
Yeah.
So you did that. You've also done a few of your own headlining shows. You've gone down to Lexington. You performed here. But give me just like one memory that stands out from that time of
From
the tour,
the tour?
which you were also a part of too.
Bro, so craziest.
Driving around in a
memory.
big body.
Yeah, we were driving around and tours not as luxurious as people believe it to be, right? But no, it's fun either way. I don't know, bro. There's so much I enjoyed about the tour. I enjoyed just like being on the road and music being the only thing I had to focus on. Like I really do appreciate and like enjoy that kind of like escape. Cause it's like a little taste of like the future, bro. Like
Right.
and like literally what song I'm gonna drop or what song I'm gonna perform is gonna be like one of my biggest concerns, and I can't wait for it. But like, no, I think just the experience of like being on the road, bro, and seeing different places, seeing different people, stopping in different restaurants, trying things that like being basically being in places I've never been before. You know what I mean?
Because it was like kind of like middle America.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, it
Like,
was a
when are we
Mid-
ever
it was
gonna
a
be in
Midwest
Wichita,
tour, bro.
Wichita, Kansas ever again?
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon, bro. Hopefully we selling out in Wichita, Kansas. dog.
What is one thing that taught you in terms of what you want for your first tour when it's time to do the first Either Prophet headliner?
Man, I think I learned a lot. I learned a lot just about music. I learned a lot about the profession of being an artist. I learned a lot about like how to take care of your vocals and like the importance of drinking tea, the importance of warm-ups, the importance of like saving your voice, all of those things, because like I would feel it, bro. I could like we'd be on show 2 of a 3-day run. And I could feel my voice getting hoarse in the middle of my set, you know what I'm saying?
Oof.
And like you're like, oh, okay, and you peep it, and you start to realize like, yo, maybe I should do some warm ups, maybe I should take this a little more serious. And I think really that was like a really big step for me, and just like my way of like finding out that this is like a profession and not something that I'm like just doing in my free time anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it's a career. It's something that I want to take seriously. It's something that I have to take seriously. And it's just like, you know, I peeped all of the investments that you could make. But yeah, there were so many lessons, bro. Like, there were so many lessons. We literally changed the show. Like, our whole show was like the second performance. We like changed everything to do like live vocals and would cut out sections and make live performance like versions of the song, so you could have like more of an emphasis of like you as a listener like hearing me through, you know, the track.
And it's a unique like track that those people in that audience got that one time, you know
what I'm saying?
Like, that's the beauty of the live
Did DJ Casso pull you
Yeah,
aside,
bro. Yes.
Token's DJ, and had a
big shout
conversation?
out.
I remember he
Big
had a
shout out,
conversation
DJ.
with me. Do you want to like share what he kind of said?
Yeah, big shout out DJ DeCasso, by the way. We had several conversations on tour, but yeah, bro, he was like, yo, like cut out some of your vocals and let them hear you, because they're looking when they're listening to the songs when you're performing, right? And they're like looking on stage, they're seeing you, but they're also trying to listen to the music. So if you're just doing it over your like vocals or whatever, then they're really listening more than they're paying attention to you, and they're losing the performance aspect. But if you take out some of your vocals and they can hear you through the track, you performing it, you spitting it, you putting emphasis in the bar or performing it and explaining it exactly the way that you meant it at the time, they're able to like, you know, join the sound and the visual together and get the like actual performance. So yeah, shout out DJ DeCasso, shout out Token, shout out Ben Reilly, because they were fucking amazing on the tour too, bro. I learned a lot from just watching them. And just, you know, like soaking it in. So
You got live game tape. First of all, that was a lot of bars. Shout out. What was his name? DJ what?
DJ DeCasso, right?
DJ Picasso. Shout out. That was some bars right there. But yeah, you got to get like actual live game tape basically to like watch Token and watch Ben Reilly like perform. That's rad. That's rad. I like that you got a like that seems like a good size like test run a little bit, right?
for
Like
the first tour.
Yeah.
I think it was a very good taste, bro. And I think it hit a lot of cities that are like really important to me regionally too. Just because like, you know, Cincinnati is in the Midwest, no matter what people want to say.
Yeah.
So it really helped me tie in with a lot of like Midwest cities, bro. I think, did we go to Chicago? Yeah, we did Chicago.
Yeah, we did. We went to like a bar outside of Chicago.
Yeah, we had
somewhere.
like Naperville, so it's not technically
Yeah,
Chicago.
it wasn't downtown.
But that's
Yeah.
like, isn't that like a college town? Like, isn't there a
I don't
college
even
there or
know,
something?
bro.
I think
I don't
Bro,
know.
it
I
was
think it's
like
like an
a-
hour out of downtown or
it
something.
was like it felt like it was like a tavern or something, like
it just
with
It
like
was
with
still-
like
regardless.
with like a stage.
yeah.
Regardless of what it was still dope. But
yeah.
we got out. We got out to Chicago. We got out to Detroit. We got out to Grand Rapids. We got out to Milwaukee. We got out to a lot of these like, you know, Midwest locations.
What city surprised you the most in terms of like who was
turnout or like turn up or
turn up?
Turn up was, oh man, I'd have to say, bro, Milwaukee was surprising. I didn't expect Milwaukee to go dumb, but it definitely went dumb.
Milwaukee seems like it's like been slept on, and it's kind of starting to bubble a little
Bro,
bit.
I
the
didn't
last
even know
few
what to
years.
expect of it as like a city until we got into it. But it's like, yeah, I liked Milwaukee a lot.
That was a really cool venue. I forget what it was called, but that was where like the underground swimming pool is there or whatever in Milwaukee, where
the Mac
everybody.
Miller quote is.
Yeah, I forget what it's called.
I see that picture of like the Mac Miller quote on there. Like
what
I
is
feel like
that
once
venue
every
called?
2 months.
It has a bunch of posters of like all the legendary people that performed there. It was really cool.
Shout out Milwaukee. I've never been to Milwaukee, but I kind of want to get out there. Shout out Certified
Go see
Trapper.
Giannis and Dame.
Yeah,
They're like 7-0 right now after the break.
Yeah. We'll see when Doc Rivers.
We'll save the NBA talk.
When Doc Rivers is up 3-1 in the playoffs, and he goes on a monumental Doc Rivers losing streak. I can't wait for it, man. Okay.
Celtics is looking crazy. I don't know.
We
Like
could-
touching them.
They did just blow. I don't know if it means anything. They just blew a 22-point lead to the Cavs the other night, last night, whatever
But
it
they've
was.
been cooking everybody up until
that's
that
true.
point.
That's true. I'm just saying you can't close in the clutch.
Bro,
you know,
I
the
turned
playoffs.
on the Celtics Warriors game and it was like
Oh,
68 to 112, and I was like, what? Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're shout out
Warriors
to
might be cooked.
I
bro.
was gonna say shout out to the Warriors dynasty.
I
May
hate-
it rest in peace.
Yeah, they gotta get rid of Klay Thompson, bro.
I
It's
think
over.
that's about it for him. Shout out Jonathan Kuminga, I guess, but
No comment.
I think that might be. I think that
Steph's
might
still
be
a dog though.
Oh, the thing is, Steph is gonna be great until he decides to not play basketball. Like he's always gonna be great. It's just like you got Draymond Green and Klay Thompson on your team. You know, at this point,
sick.
I'm just saying, man. Are you still a Bulls fan?
Yeah, bro. I'm
after-
gonna be a Bulls fan until I fucking die, and it sucks
that's-
because I have to go through so many years of rebuild and like
Kobe
yeah,
White for
So are you
All-Star.
so are you like a Chicago fan like overall or just the Bulls? Because you like
just the
Michael
Bulls.
Jordan. from,
just
like,
the Bulls because I
D.
love
Rose.
Michael. I love Michael Jordan, and I was in love with Derrick Rose and what he meant to
that's
the
right. Yeah,
city
you
of
big Derrick
Chicago
Rose
in
fan.
middle school, bro. Like it was insane, bro. Like him playing at Simeon,
Yeah.
and then him going to Memphis, and then him getting drafted, and like, bro, yeah. And the way that they were riding with him, and then Chicago went down.
It's crazy amount of athletes that came out of Simeon, well, basketball players that came out of Simeon. I mean, you got
100%.
like Derrick Rose, Jaleel Okafor. Who else you got? I mean, there's
Jabari
plenty more.
Parker.
Jabari Parker. Did Jaleel Okafor go there? It's
Yeah.
probably okay, yeah.
Jaleel Okafor went there.
I just saw Antonio Reeves for UK went to Simeon. Like, I was just like, damn, so many people have
Yeah,
gone.
bro, it's like one of those legacy schools for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, chill on the UK talk.
Yeah,
man.
no,
chill
sorry.
on our UK talk, bro. I just had to watch my team get fucking smacked up by Virginia Tech the
Oh my
other day.
God,
Jesus
man.
Christ. Oh
God, that's tough.
Rick Pitino, where are you? I'm just kidding.
Ghost of
kidding.
Petito.
So we can wrap up here. What's next for you, man? Like what's the rest of your 2024 going to look like?
Man, I planned out the rest of 2024 and at the end of 2023. So like the music industry dies in December because of like Christmas, and it's like Mariah Carey's like time to just like run the charts.
Only one person gets music in December.
Real spill, bro. You might as well like not even drop unless it's like an end of like the year playlist or something. There ain't much going on.
Yeah.
And so like what I did was I spent December planning out 2024, and I split the year into thirds, and I'm taking 4 months in each third, and I'm the goal is to drop a body of work in that span of every 4 months, just to stay consistent and continue to grow and continue to sharpen the tools that I have as an artist, and continue to build the brand out and keep it going up, bro. Like keep the momentum. So yeah, that's really the goal.
It's March. It's the third month.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
know.
third month. All right, I'm just making
Tape's
sure.
done. Tape's done. We
Okay,
just gotta
we're on
submit.
pace. We're
the
on
easy
pace.
part, the hard part's over, bro. The easy
Okay.
part is submitting. That's all we gotta do. So
Submit,
Relax.
promo, rollout.
relax.
Okay.
You feel me?
All
Come on.
I
Got
know,
it down.
you know the process.
Got it
You
down
know
to
the
a science, bro.
process. Yeah.
Got it down to a science.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything you want to get off your chest? Any hot takes and
Hot takes.
If you
About,
if you
what?
got
Like,
any,
about like pop culture.
just whatever. You don't have to.
What have you been into lately? Anything like any hobbies? Anything new you've been like
Hobbies.
curious?
Bro, I feel
That's
like
been
such,
striking your inspiration in any way?
I feel like a lame because a lot of my hobbies have just been the things that I like got bullied out of doing when I was in middle school.
Dang.
And I'm just like revisiting them, you know what
It's
I'm
like
saying?
therapy.
Healing
Type,
the inner
yeah,
child, bro.
Like I'm just like I remember being in like detention in 6th grade, and like we could cuss on here.
yeah,
you're
of course.
Okay,
Yeah, fuck
cool.
yeah.
I remember being in like detention in 6th grade, and people would come up to me and be like, I'd be like drawing like Naruto or some shit, bro. And they'd be like, yo, what are you drawing? Like that's hard, but like what is that? You know what I'm saying? And I had like friends that were like, yo, like real spill, you a black kid, why are you playing drums and skateboarding? You know what I'm saying? And so like, I kind of like bailed and fell into the peer pressure and started like hooping. And luckily I fell in love with hoop, and I loved basketball. And then I fell into more peer pressure and played football. And football was cool in like high school, but I didn't really like fuck with it in college.
Yeah. That's like one of the main things we talk about in that first podcast interview, which I forgot. And then I went back and listened. I was like, oh yeah, it's like fresh, like when we're talking about it. Then I'm like, dang, that's crazy. A lot has changed for you? I know, like, obviously from what we know, I'm sure like in your life too, but a lot has changed from that interview, man. It's actually crazy.
It's so crazy to think back when you were fully done with football and you made the full jump into becoming an artist, bro. Like, think about how much you've grown, bro. Like, you've come a long, long
Bro, I'm not gonna
way,
lie.
bro.
Quitting football was like the first time I ever set a boundary for like myself that like mattered. You know what I mean? Like, because there was just so much. There was like just the moment of like telling my coach like, yo, I quit and like I'm done, and like sending the text and going down to the offices and like telling them face to face even, and then like the moments of them talking to me afterwards. You know, the moments of me telling like my mom, because my mom loved that I was playing college football. She loved coming to the games and like all of that, and like, you know, it was just like me being like, yo, who am I living for? You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not going to the league. I don't even have like NFL dreams, that even if they were in reach, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, what am I doing this for? And so I was able to like, you know, for real set that boundary and be like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm done. No matter what you say, no matter what you tell me, I'm going to regret. I'm making this decision. I believe in this decision and I'm going to chase this decision. And it was kind of like, you know, that leap of faith that cascaded into what we are today. So.
Standing
Two songs with million+ streams, touring the world.
Yep.
Doing your own projects.
Three songs with a million+.
All the above.
Nobody's counting.
Nobody's counting.
Doing it all, man.
And doing songs for, you know, your city, your hometown.
100%,
So,
bro. Where
I
I'm
love
from.
it.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. Well, thank you, everybody who has made it this far, who's listened, who has watched. As always, subscribe to us on YouTube, the main page, the TV page, Instagram, Soul Serum TV, TikTok, Soul Serum _TV. If you need studio space in Cincinnati, hit up Soul Serum Studios. Holler at us. Good rates, great amenities. You already know the vibes.
Even better people.
Even better. Hey, we might have to write that down. I don't know. That's pretty good. Wait, what?
Good amenities, great vibes, even better people. Is that what you just said?
Good amenities, great vibes, and even better people. Soul Serum Studios. You can put the whole here.
Waffle House.
As always, thank you all for listening, and I am your host, Clay Bonine.
My co-host, T. Mavis.
And I am either prophet.
And we'll see y'all next time. Deuces.